Hello all, you know what this is. Gonna make this short and sweet, I swear. PlayStation 3. The supposed superior console. Yeah, let's take a look at that for a second. Any of you out there bought Resistance 3? You know, game that came out yesterday, at least here in the States. I for one did. Now, usually whenever I buy a game, I like to, if I buy it new, day of release, although I got it today, I'm the type of person that likes to go home after purchasing a game, pop the game in, and start to play. Imagine my surprise when I ran into a couple of issues. One, mandatory update before you can even play the game. Now, of course, we know that updates for PS3, different things, whether system updates or game updates, take a little bit even with a decent connection. I mean, I've got a 12 megabit internet connection, so that's pretty good. Still took more than 10 minutes to get that downloaded. I don't know, I lost track. I tried keeping track, but it took more than 10 minutes. Then, of course, you had to install it, which took another couple minutes. Okay, get the game on, start trying to play. Oh, guess what? During the opening cinematic and beyond, you have the mandatory initial install, which took about 30 minutes, give or take. Could have been a little bit less. I wasn't really paying attention. I stopped paying attention after about the 15-minute mark. Felt like 30. Could have been 30. I think it was 30. So all total, before I could play the game that I had just purchased, I had to wait more than 30 minutes, closer to about 40, maybe 45 minutes before I could even play the damn game. Now, you hear people talking about the Xbox and having multiple discs to use, like Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3 is probably going to have multiple discs. Rage is going to have 2 discs, Forza 4 is going to have 2 discs, multiple discs. So let's go back to Mass Effect 2, which is the last multi-disc game I got for the 360. When you got to a part of the end of disc 1 and it says to put in disc 2, stood up, had popped disc 2 out of the box, hit the eject button, game came out, swapped them, hit the eject button again to close it, loaded and booted up, probably took not even 30 seconds. So, please tell me, you PS3 fantards out there, you fucking retarded idiots, especially people like Pyro, how is it that you're okay with buying a brand new game and taking more than half an hour, between half an hour and 45 minutes, after you first put the game in your system before you can even shoot a gun, and you're fine and dandy with that, but yet you're bitching about taking 30 seconds to swap out a disc. I see, I've never had mandatory installs nor mandatory updates on day one of purchasing a game for the 360. Now, I know there are game updates, down the line for some games, or a couple days, or maybe a few weeks after release, but, never on day one. Are you kidding me? And on top of that, let's say you're thinking about buying Resistance, but you're not sure. So you have it on your GameFly queue. Game comes in the mail, say 2-3 days after the game has been released. It was released yesterday on Tuesday. Let's say you get the game this Friday. You check out the single player, seems to be fitting to what you like. And then you're like, you know what, I want to try out the full-on multiplayer. Tried the beta out, it was pretty good. I want to try the multiplayer on the actual release to see what it's like, to see if it's something that I'm going to want to play. Lo and behold, guess what? You try to play, and you can't, because you don't have the online passcode that comes with a brand new game. So what that means is, if you rent Resistance 3, you get it from Redbox, you get it from Net or GameFly, you borrow it from a friend, you can't play online without that passcode. And if you want that passcode, it's going to cost you money in order to play. So, let's say you decide to go ahead and pay the money, which is between $5 and $10. Let's just say $10. And then you decide you want to buy the game. Now, if you buy it from GameFly at a cheaper price, you know, they'll send you the box and the instruction manual. No harm, no foul. But let's say you send it back and then later on you decide to buy it. You still got to pay full price for it. So essentially you're paying $70 for a $60 game. Yep, that's right. Really good stuff you did there, Insomniac and Sony. I know you're trying to stop piracy and trying to stop used game sales, but you're fucking over your consumer base by doing that. And people say that Sony cares about their customers. If they really cared about their customers, they would not allow this to happen, because there are more legitimate people and honest people than there are dishonest people. But basically, you're trying to say, well, you know what? To dissuade and to punish those dishonest people, we're going to punish everybody. And then on top of that, too, once again, you have a system that's supposed to be extremely superior and better than anything else out on the market, according to people like Pyro, but yet you gotta wait about 40-45 minutes after you purchase the game and put the game into your disc tray, or into the tray. I know there's not a tray, but you know what I mean. To put the game into the system, it boots up, you gotta wait 40-45 minutes before you can even play the damn game. Now tell me how a console can be superior, but yet doesn't let you play the game the second you put it in your system. I don't get it. Maybe it's me. I mean, you know, I like being able to play my game the second I sit down, or the second I walk in the door and I sit down, I want to play the game. But I guess you guys like waiting, you know, between 30 and 40 minutes, sometimes less, sometimes more, before you can start playing a game. Now, we'll say 360, because not all the systems come with a hard drive. Microsoft made it mandatory that the game work without a hard drive, so you can play it right out of the box. So yeah, please explain to me how something like this shows that the PS3 is actually superior to the Wii or the 360. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.